You are listening to the Fresh 24 podcast with your host, Clinta Walker.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Fresh 24 podcast. I'm excited about this motivational and inspirational segment that is designed to add value to your life. Welcome to Fresh 24, where we all start with a Fresh 24. We all can approach each day with a new and profound perspective. Everything begins and ends with God. It is of the Lord's mercy that we're not consumed, because his compassions fail not. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. The topic today is time is of an essence. Time is passing non-stop, and we follow it with clocks and calendars. Yet we cannot study it with a microscope or experiment with it, and it still keeps passing. Time is represented through change, such as a circular motion of the moon around the earth. Time moves only in one direction. It moves forward but not backwards. Most of us are bad with time. We don't appreciate time. The only timeline we are exposed to is our own lives. We overestimate the time we have now and the time we have left. We think we're going to live forever, so we get lost in trivial things that takes our minds off important tasks in our lives. We can't put in perspective how much time we actually lose to these insignificant things. We excuse ourselves of responsibility by mindlessly indulging in social media and binge watching videos. While we might feel like there are many more years to come, we don't realize how quickly they'll pass. As we grow older, we become more sensitive with time. Every second, minute, and hour seems shorter than the last. Every aspect of time becomes increasingly precious. Let's think about it in this way. If you knew you had 2 years left to live, how much more would you value your time? If you had 1 week left to live, how much more would you value your time? In the face of death, everything changes. Someone planned to be here today, but they're not. Time and chance happens to us all. Since we know that we might have a certain amount of years left to live, shouldn't we start living the best life now? What are you afraid of? We only get one life. Time and space have no mercy on us. And the sooner you realize this, the faster you'll start living a life that will outlive you. Of all the things we argue about, time is one thing we don't argue about, because we all get 86,400 seconds, 24 hours a day, and 168 hours a week. Time is the progression of events from the past into the future. The question most people ask, when is it my time? But in actuality, it depends on what you do with the time you've been given. And when the so-called time or moment shows up, you'll be ready because you put the time in. When you embrace a fresh 24 and you realize that yesterday is gone, today was not promised. So let's take full advantage of this gift. We all make mistakes, but tell yourself there are only lessons, not failures. You are here today on purpose and not by chance. Make it a great one, and I'll see you next time on Fresh 24.
Thank you for tuning in to the Fresh 24 podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe to this podcast.